Nolan Wall's mom was on Don Lemon earlier today, and she revealed the great levels of evil that Officer Tatum rhetoric has brought to her life. The amount of harassment, the amount of racism, the amount of attacks that she's been getting due to the rhetoric of people like Officer Tatum and what they've been spewing about her and her family. This is unacceptable. Don Lemon actually asked Nolan Wall's mom what her thoughts were on Officer Tatum and his antics as of lately, and her response was perfect. She gave the perfect response to how everybody should respond to Officer Tatum.
And we can't move forward because we don't have answers.
So when you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
I respect that. And that's the right answer for everybody, I believe. And I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
Here's the thing. His name came up. She shut it down. She's not going to talk about him whatsoever. Tatum still found a way to clout chase off this clip. Right? He still found a way to clout chase a 1-minute live stream off this clip. And the reason why she's refusing to speak on Tatum or why she doesn't respect him and don't want to talk to him is because, his harmful rhetoric has brought a lot of chaos and torment to their life. See, because of those interviews that Tatum have been doing and those live streams he's been doing, calling his family race hustlers, claiming they're doing this for money, claiming, they have no proof that anything bad happened, that they're just lying on the family. He's really been spewing some really dangerous rhetoric about this family. This is just a grieving mother who's trying to get justice for her son.
The DA had called and I missed the call. And by the time I saw it, it was too late and I wasn't going to call her at 9:00 because I've had to change the settings on my phones because of the harassing phone calls I've been getting.
Amen. Now, can we talk about the other stuff? You went there, so I feel like I can go there because I've been bothered by it. We've been reporting on it. It's disgusting. I'm going to start with one thing, and then I'll talk about the harassment of you, and especially as a mother and then as a medical professional, and I know you take your profession very seriously when you said, I love everybody, black, white, red, green, it does not matter. So do not get that wrong. And you've always had really good reviews. Yesterday, with not only speaking up for your son, but for others as well who have been involved in mysterious deaths. That was a very emotional moment for you, and the vulnerability I saw there. What do you want to say to folks who are, your wife is getting, threats, she's being harassed, those families have been treated like they're a nuisance by police departments, according to the reporting. What do you want to say to America about this?
Like my wife said, just from a parent standpoint, we just want to know what happened. We want a fair and thorough investigation, just like the other families, because we hurt just like them.
You could see tears in that grown man's eyes as he's talking about what's going on with his family, what's going on with his wife being harassed and them being harassed. And a bulk of the harassment is coming from the interviews and the rhetoric that Tatum is putting out there in his live streams and his shorts and his tweets, right? He's coming probably like an inch away from just calling these people just straight up scammers. Like that's how Tatum is moving. Now, Nolan Wall's mama believes, he's being slandered. He's being defamed on Tatum's platform, right? That they are painting Nolan in a light that he's just not.
But I want to talk about this blaming the victim and smearing the victim. The reports that we've been hearing, Nolan was drinking, he was doing this, and he was doing that. Why, I guess we know why they're doing it, but I want to know what your assessment is, how you feel about that, because let's just say that he was, I'm not saying that he was, let's just saying that whatever he was doing, that doesn't mean that you have to die. Then that doesn't mean he was the only one.
Exactly.
And what do you think young people do? On my senior trip, I was, out there, right? So I'm just saying, kids have fun. So what does that have to do with anything? That's what I don't understand. What's your assessment on this?
Honestly, I feel like that is a way, which we've seen this before, right? Pattern recognition. We've seen this where things have happened, especially when we talk about the Black community. And after the death, it's a smear campaign. It's, what can we find out about this person? What can we say? And, that's something, my family and I, especially my husband and I, we definitely do not appreciate. But, we can't fight everyone that wants to have an opinion. But also, too, it's part of society that has been allowed to occur, which is it's gut wrenching.
She's not wrong when it comes to the smear campaign. Think of every Black tragedy you could think of. The first thing to follow is a smear campaign. The smear campaign is their way to take away the empathy that people will feel for the victim in that tragedy, right? Because any empathy for any Black person is not good enough for them, right? They don't want it at all, right? Like when Trayvon Martin was killed, Trayvon Martin's body wasn't even cold yet. And they was already on Instagram going to his Facebook, finding pictures of him sagging his pants and posting it. They couldn't find mugshots because he was 16. So what they did, they found pictures of him sagging his pants, posted up with his cousins and his friends, dressing how kids his age dress. And they called him a thug. Emmett Till. Bro, Emmett Till been dead for I don't know how long. You still got Matt Walsh in 2026, right? Like doing live streams talking about how Emmett Till deserved his death. These people are demons. They're devils, right? And Tatum is an agent for the devil. It's really that simple, right? It's really that simple. So Tatum will hear all of this. Tatum will hear how his rhetoric, his interviews, and what he's been doing has brought him so much pain. It has been gut-wrenching. And it has brought them so much harassment. He will hear this. Tatum will hear this. And then do a reaction to this video acting completely oblivious. And as a matter of fact, even painting himself as the victim and not the mama. Watch how Tatum try to imply that this woman just committed a crime by saying his name.
Of it. Now, I've said enough. Let me get to Don Lemonhead and Nolan's mother. I'm going to be respectful to his mama. But I do have criticisms. When you watch this video, you're going to see why I have criticisms. Roll the clip.
When you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
Time out. Do you guys find that kind of suspicious or interesting that Don Lemon said, I'm not going to mention his name? Fair enough. If you don't want to give a person publicity, if you don't believe they're legitimate, you won't say the person's name. He said, I'm not going to say his name is this officer, right? Then mom gets on, and you would think she would say, I'm not talking about that dude. He's irrelevant. He's not worth my time. I'm not talking about this guy you talking about either. Why would she say Brandon Tatum? She put my full name out there. And in my personal opinion, she want people who hate me to come out and know who I am and search me and do all that other stuff, but refuse to address specific things that they're saying that I'm saying.
He's such a spineless coward, bro. So he's now implying that the mama said his name, Brandon Tatum, to dox him. So that was his implication. Oh, no, she only said that to dox me. This man has his name, Officer Brandon Tatum, on all his social media, on his Instagram, on his Twitter, on every platform he has Brandon Tatum. He goes by Brandon Tatum on all platforms. How's that doxing? How does she say something that y'all didn't know? How does she say something that your audience or people who watch you didn't know? What do you talk? Listen, she didn't do nothing wrong, right? And you have nothing on her, so now you're trying to make up reasons to go at her. It's that simple. Now this dude says, why ain't she talk to me or respond back to what I said? Bruh, because she know you're full of it. Like she briefly debunked like some of the nonsense you said. And somebody on your like show said, right? Like, I think it was like Tristan, the black friend, the mixed friend. He says Nolan Walls was heavily drinking and he was drunk on the island. Tristan left the island before 3 p.m. One of the coaches see Nolan around 3 p.m., around 2:30-ish to 3. And they gave their account of what type of state Nolan was in. So if the mama is already receiving information and tips that's directly debunking all the lies that you're spewing during those interviews and you are platforming and allowing to take place, why would she need to talk to you and the liars? She know what you guys are doing. Like, she know your mission. She's not about to entertain that.
Person, what can we say? And, that's something, my family and I, especially my husband and I, we definitely do not appreciate. But, we can't fight everyone that wants to have an opinion. But also, too, it's part of society that has been allowed to occur, which is it's gut wrenching at best. Because if you were in our situation, how would you feel if there were millions of people who are saying, oh, hey, well, he was at an island, he was heavily drunk. And again, even with the drinking, there are so many conflicting stories, only because I have spoken with adults who knew Nolan very well, coaches that were out there. One in particular, I think he told me he saw Nolan somewhere between like 2:45 and 3:30. He was like, Christine, yeah, we talked for a while. We talked about college. We talked about his life, his plans. And he was like, he was perfectly fine.
But the friends is telling Tatum that Nolan was high on coke and Nolan was sloppy drunk. You think somebody high on coke and sloppy drunk is able to have a conversation with their coach and seem normal and seem fine? Like a 19-year-old kid? Like, come on, bruh. That's why she's not talking to Tatum. She's watching this man platform a smear campaign against her son, and she feels like you're not deserving of a conversation. Like, you're not deserving of any entertainment. Because the little that she has seen so far has been a mess, right? It's been bad faith. It's been malice, right? It's been very malicious. So, no, she want to talk to you. But watch Tatum cry and complain that the family simply don't want to talk to him. That's a crime according to Tatum, right? The fact that the family don't want to talk to him is a crime. So he continues to harass them every show he does. He continues to harass them every day. He continues to make videos about them. This is just sad.
And they have never addressed some of the things that the boys have said. You have not heard them address the phone thing. You have not addressed them because Warren said that he told Nolan's mother that he had the cell phone and the keys. They have not said that he lied about it. They won't even talk about it. It came up on Chris Cuomo, and you guys will see that shortly. It came up on Chris Cuomo, and they pivoted. They didn't even address what Cuomo said. They just pivoted to something else. All right, continue.
I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
When you talk about all the...
Oh, I'm talking about Mama. I got a question for you. With all due respect, why then, if you want to know what happened to Nolan, did your attorney not talk to me before I ever talked to the other side? All right, we passed that point. Why? How come when Nicole or Ashley reached out to you via text, which she showed me, which we posted online, that you didn't respond to Warren's mother to even talk to her and get any information that she may have? The boys already have been investigated by law enforcement. We will not know exactly what they said for a time period, which could be a long time. I don't know. They got to go to grand jury and everything. So we would never know what they said to the police unless you talk to them directly. Why, if you want to know what happened to your son, would you talk to the people that last seen him alive? You're saying they saw him alive last. They're reaching out to you and saying, we want to talk. Let's have a conversation.
Tatum repeats this in almost every one of his videos as if this is a good point. They already had a conversation when Nolan Wells initially disappeared. They gave their account of things and they told her, this is all we know and we know no more. She said, okay, I believe you. Right? If you say you know no more, cool. We're going to go out and we're going to do our own investigation and we're going to seek the answers that we want to seek. And we'll follow the audio. Now, once more evidence begin to come out, now they want to come back to the table and talk about what? Y'all say y'all had nothing else to say. Y'all say y'all knew nothing else. Y'all said y'all told the parents everything. Did y'all forget what Ashley Cole wrote on Facebook? Ashley Cole wrote on Facebook, we told them everything we know. We know nothing else. Now the audio is released and now more evidence is released and now all of a sudden y'all want to come back to the table and talk about what? To tell me what, more lies and cap? Y'all have talked enough. Y'all have gone on Officer Tatum. Y'all have talked enough. by now, even I know what they know. So the mama can just watch the Officer Tatum interview, right? Like if the mama want to know like any quote unquote new information that they claim they didn't have, but now they have, just watch the Tatum interview. That's not a good point, right? Of course, they have nothing to discuss with them. These people are helping, right, to contribute towards their harassment. Let me know in the comment section, man, what do you guys think about this, okay? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here, or here, somewhere on my screen to find out why exactly DDG is having a nightmare of a day. This thing really backfired on him badly. I'm gonna see you guys in this video right here to find out exactly what backfired. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.